Hi, I'm Steve Schimoler, chef owner of Crop Bistro here in Cleveland, and I'm getting to cook at home again today, and it's Mardi Gras time. And when I think of Mardi Gras, I think of New Orleans or New Orleans, depending where part of the country you're from, but there's one dish that I really love to do for Mardi Gras, and that's gumbo. There's probably 10 million recipes for gumbo. This one's pretty simple. So what we're going to do today is also talk about our water that's going into the gumbo. Gumbo's kind of a soup, kind of a stew, but water is a key ingredient. And I've got my K5 reverse osmosis system here from Kinetico that's really become key ingredient in how we cook. There's nothing in the water. It's pure water. It's pure H2O. There's no minerality, no aroma, no off flavors. Especially important when we're cooking because we don't want to reduce and concentrate those flavors. So the way we're going to do this is we start off with nice hot pan, just a little bit of vegetable oil, and what they call down in that Cajun country, Creole country, is the Holy Trinity. And what they refer to as the Holy Trinity is a blend of peppers, red and green, some onion, and some celery. It's kind of Cajun mirepoix. So what you do is get it all right into your pan, and we're going to saute this for a couple minutes just to get a little browning on it. While that's browning off, what I'm going to do is I've got some sausage here. This is a garlic sausage, but you can use some andouille, some chorizo. I don't want to go too spicy. Not everyone likes the super spice, but this is just a nice garlic sausage. You can use Italian sausage, either sweet, hot, mild. And I'm just getting these into about 1-inch chunks because they will kind of shrink up. But while we're sauteing these vegetables, put the sausage right in, kind of let that brown up a little bit as we're browning the vegetables. Oh my God, the flavor, the aroma just starts popping up. You can almost anticipate what this is going to taste like when you start smelling it. What I love about this too is, like all cooking at home, I love filling the house with these smells. So what we're going to do here is we're going to season this now because I want to get that seasoning kind of cooked up, a little bit of char. So this is some clove, some ground clove, and a very little bit, just a little pinch of clove. No one will know that it's in there, but it's one of those flavors that has to be there. Then some dried thyme. Now, cayenne pepper. This is hot stuff. Depending on your personal taste, the cayenne, let's start off with a little bit. You can always add a little more spice at the end, but we're going to go for a little boldness there. It's a couple pinches, and then some powdered garlic. A little garlic powder goes a long way. Immediately, those aromas start to pop right up, and vegetables are starting to brown up. A little bit of browning on the sausage. So then what we do is I've got my reverse osmosis water, a full quart. Just fill that right up. Then I've got some pureed tomatoes, just a canned tomato. If you get those plum tomatoes in a can, just puree them up. Add that right in. So then what we do is we've got some okra. And okra is kind of an interesting vegetable. It's got a great flavor all to itself, but it also has a thickening power, and it'll actually thicken up this, this gumbo a little bit. So in goes the gumbo, and just get that stirred around. And then what we do is bring this to a full boil. Then you're going to simmer this, bring it down to low, and we're going to simmer this probably for about 20 minutes to 30 minutes. Then what you do is when you're ready, and you can have this on your stove for, 2 hours. Just keep your eye on it. You don't want it to cook down too far. Let those flavors build. But about 30 minutes minimum. I like to go a little longer than that, but once this is fully cooked up, then you take some shrimp. These are peeled and deveined, shells off, tails on, because you want to be able to pull those out. But then just get your shrimp in here. And I'm going to add those usually towards the end. But here's this key ingredient. Now, the recipe for this, you can Google this or go on the internet and find out, but this is roux. And roux is simply a blend of flour and butter. Now, real specific is this dark roux. This has a very, very particular flavor that you have to make traditional gumbo Creole, those type of dishes. So what you do is, this is going to thicken. The roux, R-O-U-X, when you're looking for that, is R-O-U-X, roux, is going to thicken this up. And depending on how thick you want your gumbo, you're going to make this ahead of time and just start blending it in, spoonful by spoonful, and you just keep checking how thick this comes up. And I like my gumbo a little bit thinner. I don't like it too gluey or too stiff, because I want it almost to be a little more soup-like, but I want that mouthfeel. I want that texture and the viscosity. So this is so gorgeous looking already. And the key to this is the flavors are going to come together. And again, simmer this for at least 30 minutes. I like to go low and slow, let it simmer for an hour. You may have to add a little more RO water if it's starting to reduce down a little bit. But this is about adjusting, and this is about your personal flavors. You might want it a little more spicy. You want a little more garlic in it. Depends on your taste and obviously the friends that you're feeding or family that you're feeding. But let this go, and then you can serve this straight up. A lot of times you'll see it served with some rice finished on top. But happy Mardi Gras and happy gumbo. I'm Steve Schimoler. Thanks.